What's good YouTube, Target here and welcome to another episode of City of Garden scenario. As you can see, we are having a forest fire at the northern part of our city, but we're just gonna pretend that's not happening right now, and we're just gonna talk a bit about what we're gonna build on this episode. Alright guys, as I've shown you on the last episode, we are almost beating the scenario, so this series is almost coming to a end. I've told you that we are almost reaching our final milestone. That is something that I can probably do in about 15 minutes or so of just zoning commercial, and that's very easy to do given the fact that we have a bit of demand for commercial. And I'm also about to unlock the final milestone of the game, which is having a population of 75,000 residents. Because we are almost beating the scenario, I think we can focus this episode on fixing some small details that our city is currently having. One of them is actually beautification. So a couple of episodes ago, not a couple but 5 or 6 I believe, I have beautified this entire area by placing some trees, and I believe that's something we can also do to this new part of the city, because as you can see this is pretty much blank, so no trees at all whatsoever. So I believe that's something we can do. I usually don't do time lapses on this series, but because placing trees is something that is very boring to see, I'm just gonna turn everything into time lapse, and I'll meet you guys in a couple of minutes to just show you what I've done. So yeah, let's get on to business. Alright guys, I've just made this area a bit prettier by placing some trees all along the blank areas. I tried to mimic the same layout that I've done on this side of the city, and I think it turned out very okay. So on this area, for example, I decorated with some rocks just to incorporate the landscape a bit better. Then I've also placed the same trees that I used on the other areas, such as the trees with leaves, the palm trees, and also these bushes over here. So yeah, overall I like the way it turned out to be. I've even continued the cycling road all the way over here. I have provided a connection to this road. I tunneled here, provided another connection over here, and then I'm going to continue the cycling road through this way over here, and probably I'll make a bridge and connect it directly to one of these parks. I think it will be very efficient in managing cyclists. Also regarding trees, I have made an enclosure of trees that goes around the farming district. I am not going to put any trees on the farming district because if you do that, it will remove the fertility of the land that you need for farms. So yeah, if you have any farms in your city, do not put any trees on them, because the soil will basically lose fertility and the farms will basically disappear. And that was pretty much it. I've also developed this area a bit further. I've placed some trees along these parks just to make them fit a bit better, and I've also done the same over here next to the science center and over here as well. And this area I left blank because I still need to zone some commercial and residential in here. Okay, but now we can move forward with the expansion of the city, so let's just take care of that. The first thing I want to do is finally enable these parks that I've placed on the last episode, and now that we have some buildings zoning this location, we can enable them. I'm still not going to enable the metro station, at least for the time being. And I think what I'm going to do now is fill this area with residential. Even though we don't have a lot of demand for it, I think I will want to finish up this layout. So let's just zone this entire thing with residential. Alright, while those new residential buildings develop, we can work a bit more on our services. Some episodes ago I mentioned that I would like to place another university in the city, and I believe today is the time to do that. As you can see, we have very little coverage for university education, so I think it's time for us to put another one. Our first university is located around this area, so I believe we can put the next university, the second one, at around this location. And I'm gonna place the normal university, the vanilla one, and I've already figured out the location. I think I'm gonna put it right about over here, and that's because we have a very decent metro connection and also some bus stops. So, oh, and it's very close to the offices and also the commercial. That will help out the offices to develop to the maximum level. So yeah, let's just place that building. I think I'm either gonna place it over here, or I'm either gonna place it over here. I think I'm gonna do that over here. I think it fits better. Yeah, there you go, look at that. It's pretty good. And yeah, maybe I can even add some pedestrian pathways just to make this thing work a bit better. But when I need to disable the road guidelines for this. And let's probably come about over here. Just make an enclosure that will pretty much connect everything to this university. Okay, pretty good. It also seems that we have a few problems with fire, even though this area is full of fire stations, but they do not seem to be working out as efficiently as I hoped they would. So I have this fire station over here. I think I'm gonna turn it on finally, and we'll see if it helps out the situation a bit better. Let me just provide it with some power and some auto as well. I'm gonna make this connection over here, and let's see. Yeah, it helped out the situation quite a bit, but I believe I'm even gonna put another one at about over here. You know what, I think there's an even better way to do this. Maybe I'll just come to this one. Let me just pause the simulation, delete this one and place a big one instead. And I'm gonna do it over here, okay. And let's zone this with commercial back again. Okay, let's resume the simulation, see what happens. This should cover this entire area with no problem, very good. Alright, this one I can probably move to around, let's see. Okay, I'll keep this one just where it is for the time being, and I'm gonna place another one, another big fire station at about over here. So I have a police station over there, and I'm gonna put a fire station over here that should cover the entire city. And there we go, that is just perfect, beautiful. Okay, the police is pretty much covered, at least for now. Education, well, elementary schools, I have plenty of those. High schools as well. I will place some more over here when I get and develop some buildings on that location. And what about the safety hazard? I'll definitely need some more shelters, so I think I'm gonna place a big one to cover this entire location because this is pretty much high density. And I'm gonna put one at about, let's see, oh, it doesn't fit here. Maybe I can put it over here, outside the layout. I think that will be a good location for it. Now let's just make a route. So this has the capacity for 10,000 residents. Let me just see how many residents does the Cherry Park have. 12,000, okay. So I think I'll use this shelter to cover this area over here. And then I'll place another one to cover this area over here when I develop it. So let's just draw some evacuation routes. I think I'm gonna come all the way over here, all the way over, let's see, over here as well, over here, here, and maybe some evacuation routes over here as well, over here. I'll just wrap it back over here. Okay, perfect. That should be more than enough to cover this area. Now we have a huge death wave coming into our way. And yeah, that's gonna decrease our population quite a bit, as you can probably see by this panel over here. We're just gonna let the death wave pass away as usual, and no pun intended, by the way. While that's happening, I think I'm gonna define the location for our schools, even though we're not gonna use it. So I think I'm gonna put a high school at about over here. I think that's gonna be a good location for it. Maybe over here because we don't have any pathways here. Okay, I'm just gonna turn it off, and I'll put the third one, and I'll put it at about over here. Maybe a big one. What is this? The Institute of Creative Arts? Yes. Maybe I'll put a big one over here. Okay. That messed up with our paths, but I can rebuild them over here. Okay. Let's just turn this thing off. Now let's just place some elementary schools. I have one over here. I believe I'll want to have another one over, let's see, over here. Maybe I can even switch the location of this so that I can put this one over here. Perfect. And I will want a third one that will come and be placed at around, sure, over here as well, next to the other high school. Why not? That should be more than enough. Let me just turn this off again and turn this off again as well. Alright, perfect. Now I think we can keep moving with the expansion of the city. I think I'm gonna start zoning in this new layout, but for that I need to make sure I have enough water, which it's not the case. So let's just provide a network, a piping network that connects this, connects that, and let's just connect the entire thing with water. Okay, everything is now piped down, so let's just place some residential buildings. Let's place this block over here, if I can get everything. Let's just develop this entire area. That should be more than enough for now. And I think I'm also gonna expand some commercial. I think I'm gonna zone all of this road with commercial. And I don't know, should I even zone a bit more? Maybe this can all be commercial, and the rest of this I'll keep. I'll probably zone some residential over here. Oh, but look at this. We have a power line over here that is not needed anymore, so we can place some residential. And yeah, that's pretty good. Another thing that I should do is upgrade a few roads. So these are all normal roads, which cannot be. So let's just grab some roads with cycling lanes. Let's go get our cycling road. It's over here. And maybe we can make a road that will cover this entire district. A road with cycling lanes, that is. So we have our main road with cycling lanes over here, getting through this location. And I think I'm gonna convert this road into a road with cycling lanes as well. And this will pretty much cover the entire city. Alright, pretty good. And I believe we can even make another one and connect it over here. Let's just keep going. Okay, perfect. And I can even convert this into a second road. So let's just do that. Grab it over here and just connect it to this avenue. Okay, perfect. Okay guys, I've put the game on 3 speed. I'm just gonna let the death wave go away. Gonna let the crematoriums do their job. And while that's happening, I just want to show you this connection, which is the avenue to our highway. It is flowing pretty good, but the traffic lights will make it so that there will be some congestions in the future as traffic increases. So what I think I'm gonna do is keep an eye on this, and when we start having some serious traffic issues on this area, I will upgrade this connection to probably a roundabout, but for now we'll keep it as is. However, there are a few things we can do to ease the traffic flow in this area, which is provide some more connections, and that's what I think I'm gonna do. So I think I'm gonna provide a connection over here and also another one over here in this roundabout. So yeah, let's just work on that. I think I can come at about pretty aligned with this corner, and I think I'm gonna come over here, and I think we can make a roundabout over here. I'm just gonna pause the simulation. Gonna come all the way over here, Let's go by 5 units. That's gonna be our measurement. And now let's just make a roundabout that will pretty much cover this entire area. And over here as well. Okay, now let's just connect everything back. Alright, that's pretty good, and now we just need to connect it to this area over here. So let's just do that, and probably like this isn't more than enough. Pretty good. Let's see if we will actually use it. Alright, that's pretty good. We have a lot of people using them. That's always good to see. In fact, this thing is working out so well with so many people using it that I think I'm not gonna provide any other connection at around this area. We'll keep it just the way it is. Look at this, guys. Look at the amount of abandonment in this entire city. Our RCI is even at the absolute lowest, and we are losing a lot of money and a lot of citizens. This is without a doubt the most serious death wave I have ever had in playing this game. But anyway, I'm just gonna let the game run on 3 speed for a little while and see if this thing gets better. Oh, look at this, guys. What a wonderful surprise. I've let the game running while I went and do something else, just to let this death wave go away. And look at this, I return and I see this wonderful message. And it seems that we have reached the final milestone of any city can have, which is achieving a population of 75,000. And with this we unlock a new area to purchase and also the international airport. Speaking of airport, let me just disable this. Some of you mentioned that they would like me to place an airport. And okay, that's something that I can definitely do. And I think I'm gonna place it at around this little square over here. I will dedicate this to the airport. Now, of course, because this is an unmodded series, or pretty much a vanilla series, I'm not gonna build a customized huge airport complex. I'm just gonna place the airport, pretty much. So don't expect anything big for that regarding the airport. But yeah, it seems that we still have the death wave going on. I do not know why on earth it's taking so long, but hopefully this will get figured out in the future. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If so, please consider giving it a like, it really helps out my channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow the development of the final episodes of this city. If you have any suggestions for things that I should build in the future, please leave a comment. And finally, if you want to connect with me on social media, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and as always, have fun.